Bloomberg UTV.
Hello and welcome to Financial Planner, the show where we take complex financial concepts and break them down into easy, digestible bits. My name is Smriti Rao. Now, if you've been following the show closely, you would have seen that over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about a lot of different things in terms of saving, investing, and we've also picked up a lot of new terms along the way, like what is asset allocation or what does the risk-return ratio mean. So we've learned quite a bit, but it's the end of the year and we decided maybe it's time for us to just stop for a minute and take stock of all the things that we've learned, and also if it's possible to put down a blueprint for the year going ahead. I have with me Sumit Vaid. He's a regular guest on this show. He's also a certified financial planner. He joins in today to tell us about what are the sort of things you should be looking at year-end resolutions and also promises that you must keep through the year. If you missed the show, remember we're also on Facebook. You can catch clips on our page, which is facebook.com/Smriti Rao. You can email us at financialplanner@utvmoney.com. Sumit, welcome. So it's the end of the year. Most of the time, you know, people sit down with their pens and papers and draw up a list of resolutions, include stuff. I've made these lists myself. Go to the gym, stop spending money, or maybe take a trip or something. But if you're someone who's serious about your finances and you want to beat your finances back into shape, what are the sort of resolutions that you should be taking? So we decided we'll put down the 10 commandments, and maybe if people can follow this, that will be super helpful for them. So let's begin with commandment number 1. Thou shalt take action. So what does it mean now?
Thanks, Smriti, for getting me back on the show, and especially at this point of the time of the year. Very, very important time. We set context for the new year, and I'll also relive what we have done in this year. I think the first point is so apt for that, which is thou shalt take action. So let's talk about resolutions. I just differ slightly from you. I think most of us don't even write resolutions. We think about them.
We think about them. I think about it a lot.
So when I say think about it, it remains somewhere in our mind, but we don't even take that effort of writing it down, articulating it, and then finally taking action on them and living them. So the first point which we want to start off this whole resolution list this year is, in 2010 you're going to bust all your old habits. This time you're going to write it down and you're going to act on it.
Right, and 2011 will be the starting point for that. So thou shalt take action. If you want to, if you want to shape up your finances, remember you have to think about what you want to achieve, write it down, and then start preparing. So personal finance should be a priority. And Sumit, you said you should take action each day and try and do as much as you can. Just a little bit, not a lot, but just keep going at it.
That's right.
And the second resolution, of course, is thou shalt pay off all credit card debt. Now, we've talked about this a lot. If there was one thing that we've talked about a lot is, credit card debt is bad, but we've differed on whether people should have their credit cards or not. So what would you tell them about credit card debt?
Okay, credit card debt generally are bad. It's super bad. The kind of interest you pay on it is exorbitant. You end up paying anywhere in the region of 30% excess per annum basis, which is close to 2.5, 3% a month on credit card debt. So per se, credit card debt is bad. Credit card can be a good tool provided you are a disciplined spender. That means whatever you spend on credit card, within the same credit cycle you pay off the bill without getting interest rate being charged on you. If you do that, then instead of 12 months you get 13 months of income coming to you, because 1 month extra is happening because of credit card revolving credit.
So it depends. So you're saying that you should have a credit card only if you recognize what sort of a spender you are and whether you're a disciplined person who can pay back those bills in time.
That's right.
But if you've racked up debt, then this would be a good time to sit down, take stock of how much money you owe the credit card company, and then start paying it off, because interest, like I said, mount up quite a bit.
Very much. And that's where the first point and second point are very clearly related. First is take action. Second is when you're taking action, take action on your credit card debt first.
Okay.
You cannot carry on next year with credit card debt in terms of repaying it. Huge amount of money you're paying it off.
Right. And the third commandment that we have is thou shalt understand the difference between wants and needs. Now, I want a luxury bag, but do I need it?
Yeah. That's a big one. I think that's where a financial plan is a must. You know, which we always articulate. All families should talk about having a financial plan of their own, because while doing a financial plan, it'll help you differentiate between your want and need, kind of a thing itself. Focus on wants. First focus has to be on wants.
Or
Then,
should it be on needs? Because I might want something, but do I need it? Shouldn't that be the question rather?
in a way, you're right, but let's try and address your first question. And we said, I want to have a bag. Do I need it? Okay. I want to provide for my children's education. Do I need it? So it is always to be articulated. And why I'm insisting on a financial plan is, when you go through a financial plan, you're able to articulate very clearly where you stand in terms of your current income, what kind of expenses you have, what kind of dreams you have, what kind of goals you have, what you can do, what you cannot do, and then you're able to articulate the difference between them. The idea of discussing this point is, do whatsoever is necessary for you. Do not go and get into a debt trap just because you think it's cool to do certain things.
Right. And we've also talked about herd mentalities, that even if you see a lot of your friends with, you know, this whatever said luxury bag, if you can't afford it, or if you haven't saved up for it, then maybe it's not such a great idea for you to go get that bag and find yourself in debt.
Definitely. You know, it's something like, I don't need a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
I should not borrow money to buy Louis Vuitton or swipe my credit card to buy a Louis Vuitton. It's obnoxious.
But if you save up for it, then maybe it's a treat, and maybe you can have whatever you want, but you've got to save for it, you've got to plan for it.
Make it a goal. Make it a goal, provided your basic goals are taken care of, your education, housing, other important goals like retirement, etc. are taken care of. Have an exciting goal like Louis Vuitton bag. Why not?
Right. All right. Let's move on to the fourth commandment, which is, thou shall live on less than you earn. So what does that mean? You should live on less than you earn. I earn, for example, 50,000 rupees. So I'm supposed to live on, obviously, less than 50,000 rupees. How does the math work out?
You see, it's a simple concept. It's like the only reason why I go and borrow money is I'm spending more than what I earn. So if you do a reverse of that, that means if I can spend less than what I earn, then there's no need to borrow. And if I can spend less than what I earn, then that means what I'm earning, I'm also saving. And that can, in other words, help me achieve my dreams and goals. So the way this has been articulated is to really go and give a very basic principle which has been followed for generations in India, and which is making sure our country stands in good times at this point of time, is that make sure you're living within the means and you're saving regularly, because you're not spending more than what you earn.
Right, so that's a great thought over there. So before we take that break, I want to quickly recap all of those 4 commandments so you can keep track of them. The first thing is, of course, thou shalt take action. Don't procrastinate, don't slack off. This is a great time to start making lists about what you want to do and what you want to achieve financially. So take action, start working on it. Thou shall pay off all of your credit card debt. If you've got debt, here's a great chance. Start paying it off. You shall understand the difference between wants and needs. Look, we all want really fancy things. It's great. It's something that spurs it on. But make sure that you plan for it, you save for it. And if you want to make it a financial goal, you can work towards it. Don't randomly spend money. Number 4, thou shall live on less than you earn. We've heard it from our mother. I've heard it from my mother so many times. Try and live within your means, you know. And it's something that I think parents should talk about a lot to their kids.
Much true. These days it should be, and if somehow in today's families parents don't have time, then make sure you get a financial planner, because he'll go and talk the same things.
And tell them the same things. Okay, we have to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll catch up on the rest of the commandments, and we'll talk about that in just a bit.